Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, help us out and click subscribe. And while you're at it, if you want to show your support and become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, go to patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast and become a Patreon member today. We would love to see your support. Get your name in the shout-outs like Harold in St. Louis, our number one fan, number one Patreon contributor for the year of 2017. Thank you, Harold. You are the man. Hey, everybody, welcome to this I'm kind of in a remote location episode of the Pro Wrestling Podcast. It's been a few days, under the weather. Last episode, I'm sure everybody could tell, voice is off. It's probably still off. I'm terrible at knowing these things. But wanted to get something out to you just so you would know exactly what's going on in the world of wrestling, because everything has been crazy for a few days, and there is a lot of things going on. Starting off with New Japan Pro Wrestling making their return to Long Beach, coming up very soon in April, and we're going to get to see a dream match. We're going to get to see, it was announced this week, if anybody pays attention to the news coming out of the New Japan Pro Wrestling videotapings, you would know that Rey Mysterio showed up at the most recent New Japan show, New Beginning, and he threw out a challenge to Jushin Thunder Liger, a longtime legendary cruiserweight. They will meet at the Long Beach show. It should be an amazing match. I know they have wrestled before in WCW way back in 98, 99, but this will be the first time in a significant amount of time between their opportunities to wrestle in the ring. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they can do. It should be an amazing show. Also, on the same thread, New Japan Pro Wrestling, trying to really embrace this North American expansion, have announced that they have a dojo that is opening in Los Angeles. This is going to foster more and more talent to the New Japan roster, hopefully for a little bit more of a North American expansion. And to be perfectly honest with you, if they're going to put on the kind of matches they do in Japan, WWE has something to be worried about, because they put on an amazing, amazing show, and it's time that American audiences got an opportunity to see matches on the level of the Kenny Omega versus Okadas from last year, and to get to see some of the level of talent that they put out there every week. If you are someone who tunes into Access Television, you've been watching the New Japan product, you already know. You know, their product is off the charts. It's fantastic, and they've got a lot to offer, but there's a lot of people who don't know yet, because it's not on a mainstream network, and it's not at a prime time to watch it. It runs, late nights into the evening. It'd be nice to see them get a great North American expansion and really give the North American audience something they have been dying for a very long time, and that is an extremely competent product. A product that really could challenge WWE for the best wrestling in the world if it hasn't already. And when I say that, there's a lot of people who would argue with me that New Japan already has the best wrestling in the world. What I'm talking about is mass attention to that fact, meaning that they could potentially grow their audience to a level that other people outside of the Access Television fans or the diehard marks who look up every wrestling organization in the world to watch. I'm talking about mainstream fans could actually start to see how this product is significantly better than a lot of what you see elsewhere. Also in the news, Ring of Honor had big news this week. Last entrant going to the Women of Honor tournament has been announced, and it is the former WWE talent, formerly known as Emma, has been added to that tournament. She should bring a lot of legitimacy to their tournament. I'm thrilled that she had that opportunity. I think WWE really messed up by letting her get away. She was a talent they should have hung on to. She was never given a great role, but her in-ring ability never seemed to be lacking, in just my opinion. So I thought that was a horrible mistake on their part, letting her walk. But good for her that Ring of Honor was waiting for her. Actually, I say New Japan. Who knows? With the deals that they have with Ring of Honor, maybe we'll see her in New Japan at some point. The Miz reaches a huge milestone this week. He passed Magnificent One Don Morocco to become the second longest combined day reign as World Wrestling Entertainment Intercontinental Champion. The only guy left to get past is Pedro Morales. Now, look, here's the thing. Pedro Morales did it in a significantly fewer runs with the championship. Don Morocco, one run, and gave him the second place spot. It's taken The Miz 8 times to catch Don Morocco. So In no way am I trying to say that The Miz is somehow in any way better than Don Morocco or Pedro Morales or anybody else he's passed on that list for that matter. What I'm trying to say is, historically speaking, it's an incredible accomplishment and is a testament to how much WWE believes in The Miz's talents going forward. In addition, other big news, the return of Memphis Wrestling. Jerry Lawler has made it clear they're going to be bringing Memphis Wrestling back to television in their marketplace. I wish it was on a more of a national scene. Not the case, but I find it fascinating that they're doing that at all. And, Jerry Lawler loves to be a promoter. He loves to be a talent as well. But his Memphis Wrestling really had some innovative stuff for many, many years. And maybe this is the kind of side thing that he can use to try to, create another cultivation point for WWE talent of the future or something. But we'll have to wait and see what the plan is going forward. But very excited, as always, to see another wrestling show making it to television. Another person returning to television is Teddy Hart, the nephew of Bret the Hitman Hart, one of the most incredibly talented wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling, to never make it big because he can't keep his attitude under control. He's returning to Impact Wrestling very soon, and hopefully he's got all of his demons behind him. He can just keep it together and be the amazing star that Teddy Hart has the ability to be. And if anybody has never seen Teddy Hart wrestle, he is incredible. The high-risk maneuvers that this guy can hit. I mean, if you think Neville can fly, this guy makes Neville look bad. He is just unreal. So it'll be great to see if he could still go at that level. It's been several years. He was the original tag team partner for Harry Smith back when they were in Florida Championship Wrestling in WWE on a developmental deal, and he was let go because of his attitude. So now this is the first time we're going to get an opportunity to potentially see him on a big stage for a big corporation in a very long time. So I hope he has everything together and can get things done and really make a go of this. Jason Jordan, the big surgery update. They were saying that there's no return timetable for when he's supposed to be back. He could be back in 6 weeks, could be 6 months, could be a year. They aren't giving us any information. We've heard everything from a very small neck injury to something very serious where he has no grip strength and this could be career threatening and all these other things. Don't have any clue what to make of Jason Jordan right now. It's actually kind of a frustrating place to be when you're a wrestling fan, not having anybody give you a more definitive idea what's going on with a talented wrestler. Jason Jordan, no matter what you think of the Kurt Angle storyline, the guy has put on some amazing matches. He is a promising talent for the future, and I wish him nothing but a speedy recovery. We need people like him back in the ring. WWE, their marketing department blows my mind. They have spoiled one of their surprises. The last entrant in the Elimination Chamber, according to the poster that WWE put out, will be Finn Balor, who should win the Fatal 4-Way tonight and go on to face the other 5 competitors in the Elimination Chamber. I am very much looking forward to seeing him in that match. That's where they'll probably set up his feud with The Miz heading into WrestleMania, where he'll challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. I expect him to win the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, but we'll have to see how they put that all together. And finally, the big news of the day, Dolph Ziggler, the man who's been talking about how he's ready to walk away from the business. He took time away for this current storyline. He said it in the past that he wants to go to New Japan. He wants to try other things. And now he has signed a brand new 2-year contract extension with World Wrestling Entertainment so that he can stay with the brand for a little while longer. Very interesting to see how these things change. I'm hoping that means that we'll get to see him more in the ring in a more of a prominent position, not so many of these tertiary side situations. I'd like to see him featured more if this is indeed potentially one of his last go-arounds with the company. It's just my opinion. Again, thank you everybody for tuning into this. This episode we're recording remotely. We don't have our high-tech microphones and all those things, but we do have a little bit of technology with us on the road. I apologize again. The cold got me down. I still got the flu, but I wanted to get something out to you guys. But I do want to thank everybody out there who tune into every episode. If you would like, absolutely subscribe on YouTube. Hit the notification button so you can always get updates when we post a new episode. And like I said before, go to patreon.com/ProWrestlingPodcast if you want to become a podcast Patreon member and help sponsor the show so we can bring more content and more opportunities to you guys. I got some exciting things we're in the works coming up in the next week or two. Hopefully we'll get some cool stuff with that. Until the next episode, which this week should be Saturday night, going live at 10:05 instead of 9:05 this week. We will get to you then, but in the meantime, guys, check out Raw. It should be amazing. Take care and have a great night.